Hi guys, it's Jennifer with One Crafty Sister. Welcome to Monday Night Facebook Live. I'm going to let this feed populate for you guys, so I'm going to go share this to my group like I always do, but let me know when you get here. Let me know by saying hi and let me know how your weekend went. For those of you who are friends with me on Facebook, you might have seen that I had an interesting weekend experience where where I met a hog while I was bike riding. Like literally. I'm going to tell you that story in just a minute. So I see some eyeballs, so let me know who's here. Make sure I'm in the right place. That would be awkward. I am in the right place. Look. Yay. Okay. Hi, Jenny Sylvia. How are you today? All right. Okay, all shared. Now I can get out of doing that. So this weekend, I'll give you a little bit of info real quick before we get into the crafty things. Hi, Karen. Glad you could join tonight. I went out of town. My husband and I went out of town this weekend to ride bikes in a different location down in like the most northern part of the Everglades. So we do this kind of cycling that's called gravel biking. And so what we do is we ride on the dirt roads. It's safer for us, like we feel safer than road riding on the side of the highways because we don't really like that. I don't want to get run over by a distracted driver or anything. And so my glasses look crooked. So in the last year or more, year for me, a little more than that for my husband, we've got into this type of riding where we go ride dirt roads or gravel roads or things called single track or double track, which is like when you have tire tracks in that wear down the road. And so we have a lot of fun and we see lots of things, and we do see lots of wild animals and things. That's one of the fun things about it. I meet a lot of donkeys. I meet a lot of horses. We see a lot of cows who are confused by us, like, why are you riding next to my pasture? And so it's been really fun. Well, this weekend we were doing a night ride on Friday night down in, like I said, the northern part of the Everglades. And we were riding along a canal was on one side and the woods were on the other side. And now we have lights on, so there's lights on David's helmet and I have two big lights on my bike. So there's plenty of light for us to see and whatnot. But a hog was down by the canal and it came up the hill and we were right there and we all caught each other we caught each other off guard, and the hog ran right into the front of my bike. Scared the crap out of me. It happened so quick, but thankfully no damage was done to me or the about 150-pound pig, which isn't huge in hog weights and stuff like that, but when it connects with your bike, it was pretty significant. So if you haven't seen the video on my personal timeline, you should go look at it if we're friends on Facebook. And it's pretty crazy, but it was a lot of fun. Anyway, so let's move on from there. First of all, let me see if I can lift this up. You see this? Ooh, I just threw it all over the place. This is all the stuff that I am giving away to you guys from my birthday, my D-Stash birthday bash. So if you last week participated by placing a $50 order, by registering for my stamp camp, by subscribing to my monthly card club that's available to go, or if you registered for my weekend retreat, I had gifts, and the more you did, the more gifts you got. So I have all kind of things here. I have about 18 packs of DSP samples and ribbons. I have stamp sets I'm giving away. I have bundles I'm giving away. I have tools. I have punches and embossing folders and some of my favorite dies that were in my retired collection. So this will all be going out. Now, if you registered for the upcoming stamp camp or my card club, I'm going to include your prizes, your presents from my birthday party. I'm going to include those in your package for the stamp camp or the card club so that it can be shipped along with that. And most of you, I'll see, there might be a couple. If I am not going to be sending you something in the next week or so, then I'll go ahead and send your prizes to you, your presents, but otherwise I'm going to include them in another package. So anyway, I'm just excited to share with you that all these things are ready to go as I pack boxes this week for events, and you'll be getting those. So let's talk about what we're going to do tonight. So it is January, what's today's date? The 18th, January 18th. And it's less than a month from Valentine's Day. And I have not really made a Valentine's card. I guess I did make one. This was from my card club last week using the Celebrate the Seasons, I think it was called. With the jar punch that coordinates with the jar punch, and we made this fun little love card. Sending hugs, XOXO, lots of love. That was one. And I do have some coming up for my stamp camp or my card club this weekend. If you didn't get registered, no, I'm not even gonna. These are some lovely cards that will be kind of Valentine themed. And then, but I haven't made that many Valentines. I don't know if I just haven't been ready for it or what. So tonight I'm going to make a matching card and candy pack, like little treat bag that you can give together. And before I even show it to you, I want to tell you where my inspiration for this particular project came about. So my team is called the CRAFTastics, and we love to get Stampin'. And so we have different creative challenges or card making challenges or technique challenges throughout the month at different intervals. And this last week, or this current week, our challenge was issued to use Lynn, I'm sorry, this is why I don't read comments, because I get very distracted. So Lynn Morgan wants only stuff that fell on the floor. I'll remember that. So our challenge was to use strips of paper in your project. And so I know that all of you have little scraps and strips of paper everywhere, and I'm going to show you one of my boxes so you can see even how I organize it tonight. But we all have scraps of designer series paper or cardstock, and our Get Stampin' challenge was to use paper strips and cardstock strips in our project. So I made a card tonight using paper strips, and I made one piece of something with strips, and then I used it to make a piece for not only the card but also a tag for the treat bag that I'm going to show you. So here is the card. Love you more. And so this is what my husband and I always say to each other is love you more. It's like a competition, like which one of us can love each other more. So when I saw the Love You More Than bundle, when it first came out in the catalog, I'm like, I need that because it says love you more. And I need to remind my husband that I think I love him more. I definitely love him more than most things in life. So this is the card, and you can see I've got strips, paper strips here, but you can see the center. I don't know if you can see how good you can see it. There is a heart missing. And so I cut that heart out to make this little cute treat bag that says, love you more than chocolate. And I'm a totally big fan of like quick and easy treat packaging, because the reality is I can make more treats to bless more people if they are easier to make. So I am using some really fun treat bags from Stampin' Up. I'm using the piece, the heart, that I cut out using the Be Mine stitch dies. So it's out of the center of the card, and it makes this cute tag. And I'm going to do something slightly different on my next card, but this was part of this is inspired by my team's Get Stampin' Challenge. And so one of the things that I love to offer you guys tonight is to join the One Crafty Sister VI Peeps Facebook group if you're not already in the group. So if you're watching me now, this is my business page, and I film my videos on here, my Facebook Lives, because that gives me an opportunity to share it. But with inside my Facebook group, you can't share out because it's special in there. So if you're not already in that VI Peeps group, I included the link below in this video, and you want to join there, and I'm going to be posting our Get Stampin' Challenge and ask you guys to participate and craft along with us. So I'd encourage you to start thinking about a project that you might make with some strips of paper in your craft room, and then share those inside our VI Peeps Facebook group with the hashtag Get Stampin', and we'd love to see what you're making. So let me flip the camera down and we'll get to some crafting. And what you're going to see first is a bin of scraps. So this is one of my bins of scraps, and I'm showing you, I'm leaning it up so you guys can see this. So what I've done here is I have this bin from IKEA, and because I love IKEA, and it is the perfect size for some of my shelving. And so what I have done is I have taken, let me show you, this is actually one of our designer series paper backer boards, and I have cut it down to the size that fit in here, and I put a label on it for each color, and I just toss my scraps in here as I'm working or when I'm cleaning up. So I have a section for each color, and then I can just kind of go through and pull out a scrap when I need it. Now what I did tonight was I pulled all the pieces for the project tonight out of my scrap bin. Everything except the card base. All the rest of the paper came out of my scrap bins. So I'm going to show you how I did this. Make this cute card and make our cute little treat bag that goes with it. Now after I did this, I'm like, man, I should have made the then chocolate in black. So on the next project, this is going to be in black, and I think it will stand out more, but we'll see. It's a different color combination. So we will see how it goes. So if you want to craft along, you're going to need a card base that's 4 1/4 by 11, and it is scored at 5 1/2. And I'm going to just take and fold that in half real quick. Oh, hell. I'm going to use this anyway. This one was scored the wrong way, but I am going to make it work for tonight. Okay, perfect on that side. You're also going to need a piece of designer series paper, or I'm sorry, Whisper White, that is 3 3/4 by 4 1/2. And I also have a piece of our adhesive sheets. So our adhesive sheets, if you haven't got on the adhesive sheet bandwagon yet, these come in, you get 12 sheets of 6 by 12 of adhesive sheets, and I'm going to show you how to make it really easy to make your whole sheet of paper sticky using the adhesive sheets. super easy and they're great. If you want to write down this number so you can put it on your next order, it is 152334, and that is a great product to add. Again, that's 152334. I've got a piece of basic black cardstock that is 3 1/4 by 5. I have some strips of cardstock. I decided to go with a purple color scheme. And then I've got my words cut out from the Love You More Than. I've got Love You More here, then chocolate there. I'm also going to use one of our 3x9 printed gusseted cellophane bags. These are super cute and a great way to make some quick little treat bags. These are 151312. If you've never seen these before, they have these cute little kind of starburst on them. If you can see, it's kind of blurry, huh? I'm trying to see if I think I need to put a piece of paper behind it. There you go. You can see that a little bit better. Okay. So we're going to use one of those. Set those aside. And we're going to use one heart from the Be Mine stitched dies. Okay, so we're going to use this heart from those dies. All right, so I'm going to slide this all out of the way. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our Whisper White and we are going to add adhesive to the whole piece. Now you could take your Stampin' Seal or Seal Plus and go all the way over, but I'm like, I just want to do it kind of quick and easy. So I cut a piece of the adhesive sheet that is just like literally a hair smaller. Okay, so you can see it. You can't hardly even tell. It's like one little half of a hair. And I'm going to take and peel it off and stick that down. Now this comes with a little cut mark in it so that you can easily lift up and peel the backing away from the adhesive sheet. And these things are good for a lot of things. These sheets are good for so many different things. One thing I'm not doing tonight, but is really good for, is to cut out your die cut intricate dies on cardstock that has the adhesive sheet on the back, because then it turns it into a sticker. Now, I'm not doing that tonight because I'm going to show you a different way to add adhesive to those. All right, so now I'm taking and peeling off the adhesive liner, and what that gives me is, in a matter of seconds, an entire sheet that is covered with adhesive. So now what I'm going to do is I've got all these scraps, these little strips, and I'm going to put them in the order that I want them in. So I am kind of doing an up and down order. So I'm going from lightest to darkest and then back, but I didn't want the darkest color in the middle. I actually put rich raspberry. So I've got Purple Posy, and then I've got Highland Heather, Gorgeous Grape, Blackberry Bliss, and Rich Raspberry. So I'm going to start with the lightest one, and I'm going to, it's sticky for a minute, I'm going to add this to the very bottom, right, like that, okay? And then you're just going to come in and add, lining it up at the left and making sure the lines meet. You're just going to add the next color. And just keep adding till you have all of your strips on your paper. Okay. So I'm kind of keeping them lined up on one side, but as you can see, since they were scraps, I've got some uneven edges over here, but we're just going to trim those off. Okay, so that is all of my strips. I'm going to grab a pair of big scissors. These are not the best big scissors, and I tell you, if anyone out there who's watching this Facebook Live or the replay has any of the old Stampin' Up! Big scissors, they were discontinued just before I became a demonstrator. I would love to find a pair of our old, I think they were called rubber cutting scissors. I'm not 100% sure, but they're full-size scissors, and I would love a pair if someone has a pair that they want to get rid of. Okay, so I have now all of our little strips are on here, okay? And we're going to take and cut out a heart. Now, just to make it a tad easier to make sure that it stays in place, I'm going to take, I have kind of a stash of retired washi tape. If I can find the end, here we go. I'm going to use a little bit of it. I'm going to de-tack it by sticking it on my shirt. That way it doesn't adhere too much to my cardstock and potentially rip it. That does happen sometimes. So you can take and put it on like clothing so it picks up some of the fibers. You can also put it on your skin so that it picks up some of the oil from your skin, and that will lessen the stickiness of it. Okay, so I've got my heart in place. I'm going to bring up my cut and emboss. And I'm going to put this here. I think it's straight, looks straight. And run this through and cut out the heart. Okay, so now I have that cute heart. And I'm going to pull this off gently. I've got the negative and the heart. All right. So I've got that piece of 3 1/4 by 5 basic black cardstock. And I'm going to put this behind here. And the reason why I use basic black is because of the ribbon I'm using. And where did I stash that ribbon? I cleaned up right before I went live. I didn't put it up. Where did it go? I know it's right in front of me. Here. Well, this is so funny. If you saw my office, it is the cleanest. It is so clean right now. Oh, okay. Here it is. Because when I dropped ribbon at the beginning of my video on the floor, I must have grabbed this off the desk. So this is the black and white baker's twine from the Playful Pets, and it's super fun. And so that's why I wanted to use black, because I wanted to tie in the black on there. So the next thing I'm going to do is just adhere this to the black. And so it's not going to go all the way to the edge. So I'm going to put liquid glue all around the heart and across the top and bottom so it gets adhered well. So you've got just about 1/4 of an inch peeking out the top and bottom. And then I'm going to take and wrap this with the baker's twine. I'm going to tie a little bow down here. And then you're going to need a piece of Whisper White that is going to be cut to 4 1/4 by, no, 4. I didn't cut this one ahead of time. It's going to be, actually, let me put it this way, 4 by 5 1/4. So I have this little piece sitting on my desk waiting for me to cut it. And this is going to be the background of my card, the first layer. So I'm going to add this using my Stampin' seal. Gives it a nice little border. And then this piece is going to be added with dimensionals. So I'm going to throw some of those on there. Add that to the card front. My fingernails are short right now, and they do not want to pick dimensionals very well. The backing's off of them. It takes me forever. Okay, so I'm going to add this to the card front, like so. And now we have the Love You More. And if you remember when I was telling you about those adhesive sheets, which are really awesome, they are great for cutting these out. But I didn't do that ahead of time, so I'm going to do the kind of old school way. I'm going to pull out my silicone mat, and I have a Stampin' sponge that is my glue sponge. So I only use it for glue. I keep it in this little Rubbermaid container. And when I want to do something like this, I'll just take and put a glob of glue down on my silicone mat. And then I'll take and kind of get glue all over the back of here and sponge it all over my words. And I'm just going to add this, oops, to the card front. Love. You want to make sure that you always put your new piece somewhere else on your mat so that you don't get the glue that's already there all over. So I hold it with my fingernail. Another technique is you can use take your pick tool and hold it in place to put that down. You could even then take and pick it up with your pick tool. And you can help place it with that. But why not just get glue all over yourself like I do? Just get messy. Whoa. And then it is messy when you put it on your card. So really the other options are better, but sometimes you just get messy. The good thing is my card isn't too messy. My fingers are a whole nother story. Okay, I'm gonna set that aside. And we're gonna add a couple of the white. These are resin heart embellishments that are super cute. And they come in red and white. These are in the mini catalog right now. And you get a whole bunch of them, 150. So lots for you to play around with. I'm just going to add some to this card because they were nice little contrast. Let's see. Okay, so there's those. I'm going to keep that out because we're going to use some on here. So that's the card, the front of the card. Love you more. And now we're going to do our little tag. So we're going to add so on this one, I think the white probably is better. So hold on just a second. We are going to cut them out in white. Probably on the other one, I could have used black and it would have looked good. But we're going to grab a scrap, a couple little scraps, and cut those out. So just to show you what I have underneath my desk, this is my white and vanilla scrap bin. So, you know, we always are looking for ways to organize stuff. So this is something also that I got at IKEA. It's actually made to go like in the top of your Raskog card, I think, and it sets down in it, or one of the trays. And I just put a couple jelly mason jars in here that hold my 1/2-inch strips because we end up with a bunch of those. And that way I can grab them quickly when I'm making cards that have strip sentiments on them. And then sometimes a random Night of Navy strip gets in there. But I kind of just use this as my go-to for when I need strips of cardstock, of white or vanilla cardstock. So I've got some Whisper White. I'm going to bring my cut and emboss back up here. And we're going to cut out the chocolate. And we just need the than, so I don't need all of it. Okay. So there's our than. Chocolate. Okay. So before I put anything on here, I am going to take just a standard little office hole punch. And that's what I'm going to use to punch the hole that I'm going to tie the ribbon through on the little goodie bag. And I'm going to kind of lay these out how I might want them. Yeah, the white pops on here way better. I like it kind of angled. So I'm going to bring my silicone mat over here again. Get some of this glue. Let's use my take your pick tool. Well, Jennifer. Then, okay. And now the chocolate is gonna go over the edge over here. So you actually don't have to get all the way, but it's actually probably easier just to do all of it and know that some of it will be hanging off. Just a little. Take a wipe really quick and just wipe the end of my tool off to keep it clean from that glue. Oops. And then we're going to fill a bag with candy. So I have the little gusseted treat bag, and I have a collection of lots of candies. I have a bin over here with so much candy because, you know, when I have events, I like to have candies for everyone. I'm going to make some noise while I dig through this bin for some fun things. Alright, Whenever candy is on sale at Publix for like buy one get one free, I'll just buy a collection of it because then it can be ready to go. All right. I feel like it needs a little bit more. Maybe we'll throw, oh, a heart. Okay, that's good. So now what I'm going to do is take another piece of our baker's twine from the Playful Pets, and let's see. Turn that off. Tie that just once, and then I'm going to take and slide the end through our heart. And tie it one more time, and then tie a bow. This bow can be a little bigger and have a little bit longer tails. Oh, and it needs a little heart also. So let's take one of those little white resin hearts and add it right there. So now you have a cute little matching card and candy bag made with your strips of cardstock. And you could do them in any color. How cute are those though? They turned out really cute, I think. You could do this with cardstock or designer series paper or any of your fun strippy papers, little strips that you have laying around. Your options are endless. Options are endless. So would you love to join us in our Get Stampin' Challenge with the CRAFTastics? Join over at our VI Peeps group, and I'm going to post these over there here in a little bit. I'm going to take a picture of them and post them over there. And so when you make a project using your strips of cardstock or designer series paper, share them over in the VI Peeps and use the hashtag GetStampin'. And so anyone through the end of, through the next week that uses that hashtag and shares, I am going to pull everyone next Monday and do a drawing with everyone that participates. And I am going to send, what am I going to send? I am going to send a pick of my choice of an embellishment from the new mini catalog. So something fun from the new mini catalog that is my choice to you, to someone, some lucky person who shares in our VI Peeps group your strip challenge. Use strips of cardstock. So I hope you will join us. If you're not a member, just remember to go to the link here for VI Peeps, for the VI Peeps group, and join there. And we can't wait to play along with you. Let's see, what else is going on that I need to tell you about? It is January 18th. I'm excited. Next month, our card club is going to feature the, what is it called? The oval, let's see. I'm going to pull my phone down. I'm going to tell you. If you're trying to decide if you're going to join Card Club next month, it is going to feature the double, hold on just a second, page 65, Jennifer. Oval, I can't remember, oval occasions, what is it called? Yeah, oval occasions bundle. So it is the double oval punch and the oval occasion stamp set, which is super sweet. That's going to be our card club projects next month. And so we'd love to have you join for the card club. You can subscribe at any time between now and February 15th to get the February card club, to be included in the February card club. So we would love to have you join us for that. We are enjoying, the option is virtual or in person, And so if you don't live local, that's okay because I can send it to you. And excuse me. We also have the option to stamp at a Stamp and Go. So if you're not ready to be in a kind of controlled group, you can stamp at a private time where you can come stamp and take your projects to go and assemble them at home. I include a PDF tutorial with pictures every month and step-by-step directions. And if there's anything that I feel like I need to show you, I'll also include a link to a video so that you can see how that project is put together. So I hope you guys enjoyed the cute little Valentines, and I look forward to seeing what you share over in One Crafty Sister VIPs. You guys have a great night. Talk to you soon. Goodbye.